Hi, we are doing the Renaissance Festival this day. Come on out. It is a seasonal theme park where we celebrate the Renaissance with the arts and the magic and the merriment of having fun outdoors in the sunshine.
As you might have already figured out.
There's, of course, shows and games and, of course, interesting characters like, the king and the queen. She's not here at the moment, but we have a king in her stead. Come get the answer on that one. And we have jousting, and we have falconry, and we have juggling and fire eating and lots of fun. Every year there's new things that we've built. There's new people that come. It gets bigger every year. Well, we like having families to come to the Renaissance Festival because we think that there's not enough activities that families can do together where they all have a good time. Because when you go to one place, it might be mostly for the kids, or it's really for mom and dad. We've tried to provide an avenue where mom, dad, the teenage kid, which hates everything, as well as the young children, everyone can come, have a good time, and have an experience that they enjoy. They might learn some stuff, they might just laugh a few times, but we want the entire family to bond together in an outing. And since we're outdoors, it's like, well, not much safer of an environment.
My wife and daughter and I came to the festival just to have some fun, have a good time, and it's opening weekend. So we've been saying we're going to come for years, and we finally made it out here.
And what are you dressed as?
Hopefully some sort of explorer or pirate, I guess, It's Goodwill.
What do you think of the festival so far?
Oh, we're enjoying it, having a good time. Food's great, got a couple souvenirs, so.
I mean, either way, it was part of our history, and it's fun. So I think it's important that we come and learn about different techniques or weapons or just different ways that they lived and to survive. I mean, it's interesting.
I'm in 6th grade, and I'm dressed up as an elf today.
What have you learned so far by coming to the festival?
I've learned about how people would act in the 1600s, like they would do jousting, and how they would dress.
Does it help you when it comes time to learn your lessons about medieval history?
Most likely, yes.
Are you coming back next year?
Of course.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
Probably being able to dress up and going to look at all the shops.
Good day, everyone. I am King Eric XIV of Sweden. I am here today to visit the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. Unfortunately, I have arrived and she is not here. She has gone to Germany and is stuck there due to plague. So she has asked me, the King of Sweden, to come and babysit all of her nobles in the court, and also to look after her festival until she returns. Historically speaking, in all truth, King Eric of Sweden, that is us, we were courting the Queen to try to marry her, to unite our countries, as were many other heads of Europe at the time. Queen Elizabeth was very desirable as far as marriage went. So historically, I was trying to marry the Queen. The Renaissance Festival is very important for people to enjoy, but also to learn from. So families, you can learn a lot of things here. We have not only do you learn how things were made, we have a wonderful crafting area where people are making candles by hand and dyeing and carding wool, and we have glass blowing and all sorts of practical skills that you can see how things are actually made. But we also which we try to give a little bit of history, because to understand where things have come from is very important. So you can always learn something at the festival while you are having a good time.
I am Lady Margaret Howard, Duchess of Norfolk, and I am here at request of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth to help entertain His Majesty the King of Sweden during his visit.
What's it like to be a duchess?
Well, there's a lot of shopping. I get up and I choose my outfit, and then I do some embroidery, some sewing. I visit with my children, and if I'm lucky, I get to leave the house for shopping. The Louisiana Renaissance Festival is wildly entertaining. We have so many different shows and new merchants and vendors that are here this year, so it's very different from what it's been in years past. So it's very exciting to see all the new things, all the new shows, the new games. We're just really enjoying it.
Your knights have entered the list with lance to hand at the ready. Ride on!
Jousting represents a medieval military exercise. Early on in history, when knights decided they weren't active enough, they got some of their buddies together and they would have full field melees that were supposed to be practice, but a lot of times it ended up becoming a bit lethal. So over the 400 years, 500 years that jousting has been around, it developed itself and codified itself to become a bit more of a formalized sport. So that is what we represent on the field. The lance passes that we do are very formalized. The goal again is to either break your lance on your opponent to score points or send them kicking and screaming off the back end of their horse. So those are our objectives. They're draft horses. Draft horses are used by us because we feel they fit the general misconception of what the knight's horse used to look like. Of course, they're a lot bigger than their historical counterparts. The way we train them, our base is what's called Western reining, the idea being that the horses work on a loose, open rein, willingly and quietly. And then we kind of build it up from there. Of course, with jousting, this isn't something that a horse is going to go, oh yeah, no, perfect, I'll just do that. You have to kind of show them what the job is, show them what it entails, help them get desensitized to the armor, to the lances, to the violence that's taking place over their ears, and showing them that for them, they're not part of that violence. All they have to do is look amazing underneath us, let the monkeys on their back do all the dirty work, and then afterwards they get to get rubbed down in a bunch of carrots. I've been a professional full-contact jouster for about 20 years. I got into this because I'm a gigantic nerd, and I saw them at a Renaissance Festival, and I decided getting hit in the face with big sticks while riding a big horse was something I really wanted to do with the rest of my life. I'm part of that very small percentage of people that have ever tried something like this, so I guess it's just something different. For 20 years, I've had a chance to explore my humanity. It's given me an outlet that I made the choice to live minimally, but it's allowed me to experience so many different things that had I been doing the regular 9-to-5 in an office box, probably never would have done. You know, throughout my 20 years jousting, I've been a professional wrestler, swing dancer, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, Muay Thai practitioner. So I've gotten to do a lot of things with my life, and also I'm a professional horse trainer.
Bad man. Now, cousin, I say that piece of laundry is perfectly clean. But you know, I do think it could use one final rinsing. Back to the back.
I'm thinking.
How about that? Yes! Good answer! Oh, this man! Very nice. Thank you. You are so talented.
Thank you.
I'm talented too. You want to see my stupid human trick?
Ooh, yes.
I can touch my tongue to my nose. I know, you want to see, right? Wait for it. Thank you. Now, kids, there is something very important you need to know about this skill. It is a skill you are born with. You cannot learn it. So don't over-practice. You just give yourself a cramp in your tongue. They're really painful. He knows.
We are the Washingwell wenches, and a wench is...
All right, if you don't know what a wench means, I will explain. A lot of people think it's a dirty word.
It's not dirty.
It's not dirty. All a wench is a woman who works.
We have jobs.
That's it. That makes you a wench. Raise your hand if you're a wench.
Congratulations! We're taking over!
This is the Bird of Prey show. We call it Birds of the Gauntlet, Falconry Forever. This bird is Athena. She's a 3-year-old barn owl, a species very common in this area but in decline. And you can put up nest boxes for lovely barn owls for organic rodent control 24/7.
Tell us about the history of the bird of prey when it comes to the Renaissance period of time.
Falconry is nearly 10,000 years old. It is basically a way to provide food for the table. And later on, during the Renaissance times, it became a social lubricant for everyone. Anyone could have certain birds of prey. It was used not only for hunting, but it was for social things as well. She's also a good hunter, though. She's all red-tailed hawk, though. But her only flaw is she's so enthusiastic, she can be very hard on her plumage, so I have to be extra careful with that. So we're going to move her out over here a little bit closer. I'm going to have her fly back into her box. There we go, pretty girl. You ready, pretty lady? You ready to kennel up? We're going to have you go right here for a treat. There's her treat. And then you kennel up into your box, pretty lady. Kennel up. There she goes, everyone. Our beautiful Leela, the red-tailed hawk from Louisiana. There you go, everyone. We're going to be flying our Harris hawks, red-tailed hawk, and if my other barn owl's in the mood, we'll fly him. And we're going to have kestrels, Harris hawks, red-tailed hawk out on the field, and we have the birds on display in between our programs in our display area. They are one of the few birds of prey that have a color difference between the genders. Sir Peter's walking out with our handsome little male whose name is Osceola. I need to stay back here because I'll make the speaker squeal if I get any closer. So I have to stay with me. And this is Ladybird, the female American kestrel. Note they have a color difference. Males have slate blue wings, females have mottled brown wings. They also have the stripe of the falcon under the eye, the little mylar stripe. And Ladybird loves to bob her tail. You see her bob her tail? Ladybird's tail goes up and down when she sees a mouse or a bug. There you go. There you go, pretty girl. These are a bird of prey that you can also invite onto your property by providing nest boxes for them. In the wild, they nest in dead hollow trees, so nest boxes are an excellent substitute. Not only are they beautiful, they are very beneficial. They eat insects and mice as part of their regular diet. If you are serious about making your property and community more wildlife friendly, we are part of both the Backyard Habitat Program and the American Kestrel Partnership. This is to encourage property owners and the communities to use native plants and nature-friendly landscaping. The Louisiana Renaissance Festival is fun to attend for every age. They have been very careful about accommodating all ages and all interests, and that's what I like about it. People come here to have fun, and that's what we love about this show more than anything else.
I'm the Mad Hatter from Wonderland, but I'm here. I was going to check and see if they were having tea today, because I love having tea with Her Majesty. Yes, staying safe here with my little mask with the hats on. Well, if we don't learn from the past, we can't have a future, because we learn the way we do things correctly and then the ways we don't do correct things correctly. So it's very important to look at how things were made back in those time periods so you can get a better appreciation for the things we have today. Like as if a thing of sugar, 2 cubes of sugar, back in the Renaissance days would cost a year's salary. That's a lot for sugar. But today we kind of take it for granted. We get sugar anytime we want. I eat a lot of sugar. that it's important to appreciate. Parents should bring their children to the Renaissance Fair because it's a great way to learn history while learning it along with your family. And that's important to do things with your family, like going to the Renaissance Fair. And also it's a great way to interact with other people and have a wonderful time doing it.
Well, this is the jousting log, and what we have here is instead of horses, we have a log. And what are we doing? We're jousting. We're trying to knock each other off of the horse, in this case, log, and it's a whole lot of fun. Little Red. In this corner, we have Big Chungus. Are you ready to rumble? Yeah! I can't hear you. Yeah! I can't hear you. Yeah! And the crowd goes wild. Yeah! 1, 2, 3. Rematch. 1, 2, 3, fight. Oh man, finisher. Little Red goes down. Oh, with the revenge.
During medieval times, the knights and squires would use the wooden swords as practice instruments so that they wouldn't damage their more expensive metal swords. I've been doing this for about 8 years now. I've been selling swords, and so it's kind of second nature. I love doing it. I'm from Fayetteville, Georgia. I've been coming here for 13 years, and I sell the wooden swords here back by Joust, and I've been doing it bound for the past 8 years.
Looks like you know what you're doing with a sword.
Oh, absolutely. I've been in this sword-selling family for about, well, actually the entire time, and they've been at it for about 36 years. So we've got it all down to a science, and it's honestly, it's the most fun I've ever worked. The Louisiana Renaissance Festival is my favorite festival. I've been doing fairs all over the country for half my life, and this one is beautiful. I love the people out here. The weather's typically quite nice.
This is the Rampant Lion Games. We have throwing stars, throwing knives, short swords, Mongolian axes, and tomahawks. And we teach people how to throw. During the Renaissance time, multiple thrown projectiles were used all throughout history, whether it be for wars or hunting or whatever you would want to do. The shurikens are obviously Japanese. The throwing knives have been found all over the world in different cultures. The short swords are more of a Roman era. The Mongolian axes were used primarily to knock soldiers off their horses. They don't have to stick, that's why they have that hook. The hatchets were used from anything from Native Americans to early medieval combat.
What is the trick to throwing the axe?
There are a lot of different ways to do it, but really it's just about keeping your shoulder and your hand squared, and you release whenever you feel comfortable. It's all about the spin. You don't have to have much power. As long as it spins and it hits the top corner, it'll stick. It's just a piece of human history. It's something that a lot of people don't experience, and I feel like more should. Yeah, you learn a lot of stuff. They have basket weaving and candle making to glass blowing and axe throwing. It's all part of history, and you know, it's one of those things that I feel just needs to be taught to children.
I did the axe throw, and it was fun, but it was hard. It's heavy. I came when I was younger with my dad, and I don't know, it was just a thing we did, and I haven't been in years, so I wanted to come.
What do you think of it so far?
It's really cool. It's fun. I don't know. It kind of shows you how people used to live and stuff. It's cool.
I came from New Orleans because my friend over there actually told me that the Renaissance Festival was a place to be, and it is. It's very neat. I like it.
What do you like about it so far?
I like the feeling and the vibes that you get. It really it captures that Renaissance feeling and having everyone in the different shops. And I like how they actually get you to come and they speak to you to get there. I really like that.
I've been coming for the festival now since it opened back in 2000, and I've been doing it. My parents have been bringing me since I was 3. I got into doing it every year, dressing up and everything. I did cast here actually for 10 years and just never stopped coming. It was always fun.
What was your favorite part of the festival?
The people here. They're always very friendly, very talkative, and just very open to anybody who comes out.
What have you learned by coming to the festival every year?
Actually, it made me into a big history buff. I really like medieval times, Elizabethan culture. It really just sort of teaches you about how close people were and how they were so willing to help each other out and such in times when nobody really had anything.
I'm dressed as just an elf. Very, very simple. Just elf. I usually have a bow and arrow with me, but it got hot, so I took it off.
Why'd you come to the festival today?
I've been going to Renaissance festivals for 20 years now, different festivals, so I come every year. Everybody's really, really friendly, and the fact that you get to dress up and be somebody else for a day is wonderful.
Are you coming back next year?
I'll be here next weekend, so yes.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I came to the Renaissance Festival because I wanted to check it out and enjoy it.
What do you think of it so far?
I think it's very fun. I enjoy the activities, and I enjoy the festivities of everyone dressing up and enjoying the Renaissance era.
And you certainly dressed up yourself. Tell us about your costume.
Thank you. Just a little quick something I got off Amazon.
What do you think of, are you planning to come back next year?
Yeah, I'll probably come back next year. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I am here on vacation with my family, visiting family in New Orleans.
Speaking of family, tell us about your family tree here.
Well, according to the research and everything else on my mother's side, we are related to Mark Twain and everything, Mark Twain. So,
how does that make you feel?
Actually, it's kind of nice. Mark Twain, we like him. He's a great author.
Tell us about your costume.
Well, I am a Scottish steampunk. I left my hat back out in the car, because it is very humid today. So,
what do you think of the Renaissance Festival?
actually, I kind of like it here. It's a lot nicer than the ones I've been to. So,
I'm from New Orleans and brought my girls, boys, and partner here, and we're all dressed up. Most of us are dressed up.
What do you think of the festival so far?
Different with all the COVID stuff, but still awesome.
Is this your first year to come?
No.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
Jousting and the costumes.
You coming back next year?
Yes.
This one for 8. Before that, we used to go to and work Colorado Renaissance Festival. And before that, several others. I've been going to Ren fairs and or working them or doing whatever since I was 17. So,
what do you like the most about it?
Well, there's the element of escapism, of course, but I like older ways. I love to garden, I love to bake my own bread, I love to do all of those things, and this just is kind of an extension of that kind of world.
I came with a group of friends because we knew it was in town and we were all available, and I came a while ago when I was younger, and I just remember it being a really fun experience. So.
What have you learned the most?
I have learned how cool, just everything is. All the swords and all the outfits are super cool to look at. It's just really cool to look at.
You coming back next year?
Yes, I plan on doing that next year, and I want to have a whole outfit and everything ready.
Considering I've been here since the very, very first year, this show has grown up quite a bit. It has become something very special and amazing. I'm very glad that under the circumstances we're existing now that we were able to find a way to open. And I hope that everybody is entertained when they come out and are mindful of one another and safe.
I firmly believe that in order for the children to understand where we are today, they must know where we've come from. So if they do not know the history, if they do not know what's happened in the past, they do not have a full grasp of today.
It actually warms my heart that so many people have just come up and said, thank you for having this. We have so badly needed to get out of the house. We've been waiting for this. And that's just the people in the area. We've had people come from farther away. We couldn't go to ours this year. So we're coming here to this one to have fun. And it makes you feel good.
How can people get more information, and how late is it going to be open this year?
Okay, well, we're planning on doing the full 6 weekends, and we're open basically from 10 a.m. to sundown, which is around 5 p.m. So that's when it is. You can go to the website and find out more. And for us, that's renfest.net, renfest.net. Or you can just search for jousting in Falconry at Louisiana, because who can spell Renaissance? So, and you'll find us.